What's up everyone, my name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Delta Gligars. Today I'm bringing you my quarterfinal match of Season 7 of the IBL. We're going up against Nebris and his Penn State Nittany Linoones. You can see his team over on the right side of the screen. We faced him Week 9 on Monday Night Pokemon, and we came away with a 2-0 win. Although his team is a tiny bit different now, there was a little issue with his transactions going into that game. He had intended to pick up Arctozolt before realizing that the hidden abilities are very difficult to get genned in and traded over. So he has revoked that transaction and now has access to Roserade, which he wasn't allowed to bring in the first game, but he is allowed to bring it now. So that is definitely something to think about when considering potential adjustments for me to make with this team. I also need to say that my internet quality the last couple days has been not so good, so I'm a little bit worried about how this is going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if I disconnected from the internet multiple times during this team builder. But yeah, so our team turned out to be the same 6 mons that we brought to the first game, although there are some key differences, and we will go over those. There was 3 questions that really I needed to answer in this new iteration of the team. The first one was, how am I going to approach the Roserade matchup this time? Because that's a Pokemon that he wasn't bringing the first time we battled. The second question is, how do I plan around Veil this time? Because I revealed quite the interesting tech with Arcanine in the first game, bringing it with Psychic Fangs to destroy Veil and to catch a Keldeo coming in. However, that is not going to work this time. Because he is aware of it, he has a Gmax Grimmsnarl that he can bring in and be immune to Psychic Fangs. So yeah, I definitely need to rethink my strategy around Veil big time. The other question, I know there was a third question that I was thinking about. To be honest, it's kind of escaping me. I kind of want to pull it up to see if I can find it in time. But yeah, anyways, we'll start getting into the team here. I've ordered the mons from least changed to most changed, left to right. Yeah, so Terrakion was the same spread and scarfed the first time, and the only difference is that we put Brick Break on it instead of what's it called? Instead of Iron Head. We had Iron Head as the last move slot. Yeah, we had Iron Head as the last move slot, but because I noticed that this team is quite a bit weaker to Veil than the first one was, I decided to throw Brick Break on here as the last move. That's pretty self-explanatory. Terrakion didn't actually even hit the field in the first game. It's kind of designed to just come in, click a button, and hopefully claim a kill. It would sure be nice if it is in a position to just click buttons and clean up late in the game. So yeah, it's really nice to just have this fast mon to drop in and pick stuff off. This Rotom is very similar. It's the same move. What's the word that I'm looking for? Move set. Thank you. And a very similar spread as well. We just took some EVs out of speed and put it into physical defense so that we can switch into Rhyperior easier, even though Rhyperior didn't come in the first game. The main reason I had speed EVs was to guarantee outspeed a max speed Adamant Grimmsnarl, but now that he's kind of seen my the way that I am training my mons in the first time to make sure that I outspeed Grimmsnarl, I don't think it's wise for him to run a ton of speed. I certainly not Adamant max speed. I think he would want to invest more into bulk. And he also saw that my Grimmsnarl wasn't running hardly any speed. So he'll probably try to have somewhere of a middling speed stat this time, and I don't think it's necessary for me to invest those leftover EVs on certain things to outspeed Grimmsnarl. So and the first time we were Yachi Berry, which was mainly a insurance policy against Arctozolt, but because it's not coming this time, we just threw leftovers on here. This is a good switch into the Keldeo mainly, as well as Rhyperior if that decides to come. And yeah, it's going to be a nice pivot for us. Defog can get rid of Veil, as well as get rid of Stealth Rocks that his Jirachi might want to set against us. That's what he led with in the first game. Next we have Grimmsnarl. These top 3 moves are the same. Brick Break, once again, is the change that we've made here. Previously we had Thunder Wave, but you know, you can never be too cautious around Veil, I feel. Real Zellyberry, same premise, to be able to take a hit from his Gmax Grimmsnarl and get some damage off against him. I took quite a few EVs out of attack and put some of them into speed and special defense. The special defense is so that I can live a Specs Hydro Pump from Keldeo, and I threw a little bit more into speed as well so that I would be speed creeping a Flareon if he decides to bring Flareon this time. Yeah, well, mainly the only reason why I would want to outspeed Flareon is if I need to get rid of Veil, I suppose, because I'm not going to be clicking Play Rough against it, but I was considering Darkest Lariat for the last move slot to have a more reliable way of hitting the Dusclops if that came, but we went for Brick Break instead because I'm very terrified of my Veil matchup now that I've given away my tech. I was referencing a third question that I had going into this game before, and the third one was whether or not I decide to switch up my Mon selection, and I ended up keeping the same Mons as the first time. The main thing I was considering switching out was Drifblim, and we'll get to that. We'll explain more in depth what I was talking about when we get there. So this Duraludon, the first time, it was also Scarfed, just like Terrakion was. However, this time, because he knows that I brought Scarf the first time, so this time I could potentially bluff Scarf, and instead have a Choppleberry so that I can live a attack from Keldeo that might want to come in and revenge me. So when I Gmax up, I lose the benefit of having the Choice Scarf speed boost. So Keldeo can come in, and if it specs and clicks Aura Sphere, then it could just destroy Duraludon. So we have Choppleberry on this so that we don't get destroyed by Keldeo after Gmaxing up and hopefully getting a kill. We should be able to live a combination of a special max move from Grimmsnarl plus a Specs Keldeo Aura Sphere with our Choppleberry. And if he's not Specs, then I definitely think that we take those hits. And we have Thunder on here instead of Solar Beam. I'm not sure if this is really the right decision, honestly, because I'm not sure if I would be clicking that move if I'm not in Gmax form, so what difference does it make if it's Solar Beam or Thunder? But in any case, we're going with Thunder this time. Yeah, so it's a pretty similar spread, other than the fact we took some EVs out of speed and put them into special defense, basically. Oh, and we also took some EVs out of HP, put them into special defense. Yeah. So this Arcanine is going to be our lead. It is choice banded. It matches up pretty well against most things that he would want to lead with. The things that it doesn't match up well against, it at least gets an Intimidate off against them, and I can pivot out into something else to take it on better. If he leads with Ninetales and goes for Veil immediately, I'm going to click Flare Blitz, and I'm going to get rid of it so that it can't set Veil again for the rest of the game. It may put us in a position where we have to withstand an onslaught of his offense behind Veil, and I'll have to struggle to get rid of the Veil with one of these three things. But I still think Bandit Arcanine is a good bring here. We have Play Rough as a coverage move instead of Psychic Fangs because Play Rough hits Grimmsnarl, Keldeo, and Flygon, all for super effective damage. If he decides to lead with Flygon, I get Intimidate off against him, so I should live any hit. I'm clicking Play Rough. If he leads with a G-Max Grimmsnarl, I 2-hit KO it with Play Rough. So, and then I have Extreme Speed on there for a priority, as well as Teleport, in case he brings something like a Flash Fire Flareon or Rhyperior that could be decent switch-ins to Arcanine. I can predict either one of them to come in and click Teleport, get Switch Initiative into something else on my team. The last mon is Drifblim. We brought Flame Orb, Flare Boost, Drifblim the first time, although it was mono-attacking Shadow Ball with a whole bunch of other support moves. This time we're going all-out offensive, 4 attacks to hit the entirety of his team. Shadow Ball hits everything really hard in general outside of the Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl we can hit with a Clear Smog, which is a very low base power move, but it's actually going to be doing some damage, okay? If he does not G-Max up right away against me, thinking that he can eat hits from me easily, he's not going to be very pleased because Clear Smog actually 2-hit KOs, or has a chance to 2-hit KO Grimmsnarl that's not maxed up. So we could potentially get 50% off against that thing, which would be really nice. Psychic hits Keldeo and Roserade super effectively, and then Icy Wind is an OHKO on the Flygon. Yeah, so once again, not quite as much speed as before, and a little bit, so we took some EVs out of speed and put them into our defenses. This thing is a decent switch into Roserade because it resists its dual stabs. Roserade does have the potential to carry Shadow Ball though, so we'll have to be careful about that. Now, when I looked over this team once it was all done, I thought that it was a lot weaker to Veil than the first team was. And I was thinking of a way of how I wanted to maybe change up the team to account for that weakness. And my idea was to bring a very specially defensive Reuniclus with Brick Break, so I could use it as a switch into Ninetales, get rid of Veil immediately, and the Reuniclus also gets Flash Cannon, so it could hit Ninetales 4 times super effectively as well as the Grimmsnarl super effectively. So it could have been a nice piece to help us not get blown back by Veil offense. Until I learned that Reuniclus, for some unknown reason, does not learn Brick Break. It gets Drain Punch, Hammer Arm, and Superpower as physical fighting type move options, and it does not get Brick Break. That's really dumb, and it makes me really sad because once I found that out, my Reuniclus set idea got thrown out the window, and I just decided to stick with this Drifblim that I had originally come up with. So yeah, that's going to be the team, and I'll see you right back with this quarterfinal match. All right, we are back for the battle. Before we get started, there are a few things I need to explain. We were supposed to be playing Nebris, but we're not playing Nebris anymore. Nebris decided to forfeit the quarterfinals match to me. So regardless of the outcome of this game, I will still be moving on to the semifinals. However, I don't like that I am getting a free pass through to semifinals. I mean, who would? You want to feel like that you've actually accomplished something. You don't want to get a free pass through, you know, you want to earn it. So Incog is stepping in to be my opponent for this game. He's got a team made up of the Pokemon on Nebris' roster, and I'm going to try to win. I'm not here to fuck around in this game, even though it doesn't really mean anything. I want to win to show that I deserve my position in the semifinals. So yeah, good luck and have fun to Incog. This is his first battle using the land timer, which I helped him set up, and we kind of went through some hardships in trying to get this all situated and whatnot, but we finally made it work. And hopefully the setup process is smoother for him when he actually starts competing in the IBL next season. I don't care if I shouldn't be spoiling that or not. Incog has been a major help to me this generation. He joined the LET server through a mutual friend who I don't believe is actually in the LET server anymore, but that's who introduced him to the LET, and he helped me gen a lot of teams over the course of this generation so far. Just a very all-around cool guy. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Although he did tell me he's not making a video for this battle, but he does make other videos. He records a lot of free-for-alls right now. And of course, he's going to be playing in Season 8 of the IBL. So we very well might get another match against him that means a little bit more than this one does. So yeah, I will cut back to when the battle actually starts. Okay, here we go. Communicating. I'm going to write his team down. So this obviously is a team that's built by him and not by Nebris, so there might be some things that I wasn't necessarily expecting Nebris to bring that Incog very well might think appropriate to bring. Like the Rhyperior, for example. It's not something... Yep, there's Rhyperior. Okay, so his team is... It's the same as Nebris' team from the first game, except he swapped out... he swapped out the Jolteon for Rhyperior. Okay. I was more or less expecting the Roserade to show up instead of Rhyperior. I'm kind of wishing now that I had a different coverage moves on my Drifblim, because I'm not actually entirely sure about this, but for some reason I have it in my head that Drifblim gets like Energy Ball or something. And if it does, that would be really nice to hit the Rhyperior. I honestly have no idea if that's true or not, but I have my dedicated Arcanine lead, which I kind of regret putting at the top of my party, not that it gives anything away. And the fact that he has Rhyperior means that he has a much better switch-in to Arcanine, so... You can't even see his face on his trainer card. Good luck and have fun to Incog. I believe I already said that, but you can't say it too many times. Very dapper. Okay, there's the Ninetales. So I'm gonna click Flare Blitz because I want to get rid of the Veil. I want to eliminate any possibility of him setting Veil as early as possible. So even if he is, like, because he might stay in and just go for Veil right away. If he led with something like Jirachi, then I feel like he might be more inclined to switch out into the Rhyperior. He is switching out, okay. That sounds like a Rhyperior nickname. Yep, there it is. Let's see if we can get a clutch Flare Blitz burn like we did against... Oh, that did some damage. Well, yeah, we are banded after all. He's gonna get worn down by the hail, so are we. We fixed our HP stat this time, and because he actually did bring the hail, we are taking minimum damage from hail. I remember I messed up my HP EVs in the first game. So, a hail chip's kind of gonna be annoying for this Rotom. What the heck? Rock Polish. This thing gets Mega Horn, doesn't it? I did not account for that. I did not account for that. You are not... I can't really mess around with you at this point, so let's click Leaf Storm. You're only Poison Jab. Okay, I should be able to eat this. Oh yeah, I take that pretty easily. He does get a poison though. I need to hit this Leaf Storm. Please, please. Good. Okay. Rhyperior is gone. His switch into Arcanine is gone. I don't... Judging by that damage, I don't think that Mega Horn would have been able to kill me. And he also would have had to hit the Mega Horn. However, now I am much, much weaker a response to his Keldeo. That's really the only other thing that I needed Rotom for, other than to potentially be immune to Flygon's Earthquakes. That's Jirachi gonna come in. Okay. Do I want to Pain Split this thing? I think I do. I think this gives me a good opportunity to Pain Split. If he's Scarfed U-turn, then I don't really want to switch into anything else and give him momentum anyway. So I think Pain Split is my play. Oh. Does Pain Split work? I think it's gonna fail. That's not good. That is not good. Good prep. This is good prep. I like this. Okay, so what's he gonna be? Sub Calm Mind? I don't think he received Leftovers health. What do I want to do about this? I could go directly into Drifblim, or because Volt Switch is not going to break his sub, I may as well save this for sack fodder. Yeah, I'm going to go hard into Drifblim here. Hard to say if I should have expected that. If I should have expected sub and just gone hard Drifblim, because I needed HP back to be a response. Yeah, sub Calm Mind. Okay. He shouldn't be able to KO me in one hit. He shouldn't be able to KO me in one hit with, he could have, like, Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball or something. I will most definitely break his sub with a Shadow Ball, but if he can 2-hit KO me from this range, then I don't know what to bring in after. I may have to, like, I have Terrakion to click Close Combat, but that's not gonna KO him from the range he's at. He's got Size Shock. Is this a 2-hit KO? Probably is, because Drifblim's not very bulky. Yeah, if we had gone hard into Drifblim and not wasted that turn, then we would be in a much, much better shape right now. Question is he gonna go for another Size Shock? So we know he's got Substitute, so he can be immune to, so he can like get around my Sucker Punch Grimmsnarl. He's got Size Shock, and he has to have something to hit Grimmsnarl. Is there any sense in I don't see a point in keeping Drifblim around at this point, so I should just click Shadow Ball again. As he probably just clicks Flash Cannon this time. Okay. So, okay, he's playing pretty well, I gotta admit. He's playing very well so far. So, okay. Arcanine can come in and kill this thing. Getting Jirachi out of the way for Duraludon late game is going to be nice. Jirachi should not be able to KO Arcanine. I think that's what I have to go into. He doesn't really have a good switch in anymore now that Rhyperior is gone. My Arcanine's probably going to get weakened quite a bit by +1 Psyshock, but I should be able to take it. and Namba KO here. He might... Yeah, he's going to stay in and let this go down. Is Flare Blitz Akaberry? Oh, man! This is some good prep. Does this KO still? Okay, good. I feel like I'm going to live on a little bit of HP on the recoil. That's really good for us. So we basically get Switch Initiative after he KOs our Arcanine. We could maybe save Arcanine for later because we still have... that's not really smart because the Hail... He can still set up Hail with Ninetales. And if we get buffeted by Hail once, then we're going to die. So Keldeo is here. I mean, he's gonna attack me. I have a Rotom-Mow that's not useful for much else, is it? Other than to be immune to Flygon's Earthquake, if he still has that. He's not getting up rocks with anything. He also no longer has a switch in to play rough. So I feel like swapping in Rotom to go down here is my best play because I mean, he knows that I'm going to die to recoil if I click Flare Blitz again. And I feel like he should just attack. Yeah, okay. So let him kill off my Rotom. And I'll bring in Grimmsnarl now. He has no switch in to play rough. Could go into the Ninetales, which can probably take... I still feel like Play Rough should 2-hit KO Ninetales. And we have Brick Break for him if he decides to set Veil. And we have Roselli Berry as well, so we can take a Moonblast from the Ninetales. I should take... This is Specs. Okay, he's switching up. It's got to be Ninetales, right? What? He went into Flygon. Oh! You're kidding me! Focus Sash. Okay, and we get an attack drop, so that's cool. Question is, does he expect Sucker Punch? Is it Focus Sash? I feel like if you're Focus Sash, you're going to be Dragon Dance. I'm going to click sub. I'm going to predict him to not click an attacking move. And if he does click an attacking move, then I'll just click Sucker Punch on the next turn. Alright, that's fair, I guess. That is fair. I hope that doesn't put us in range to die to a hit from anything else on his team. Okay, so there goes the Flygon. Ninetales, Keldeo, and Grimmsnarl remain. We still have our Roselli Berry. I'm hoping that we can still live a hit from Gmax Grimmsnarl. Okay, he went back into the Ninetales. I think I'm gonna click. I think I spam Brick Break until I die. Yeah. Keldeo has not taken any damage yet. That's important to note. Oh man, okay. I think I have to stay in here and click Brick Break until I die. Yeah. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that I can do. So I would have got a lot more damage off if I clicked Play Rough, but I should live this. I can't let him get Veil up. I cannot let him get Veil up. Actually did a good chunk still. Now I'm going to click Sucker Punch, because there's no way he clicks Veil after seeing Brick Break. Right? Yeah. So, okay, that's good damage off against him. Now I'm going to go into... If I was scarfed, if I was scarfed on my Duraludon again, I would go into it now. But oh, he could be Scarfed Ninetales though. Is he gonna be Scarfed Ninetales? Maybe I should have gone into Arcanine there. If he's Scarfed Ninetales, then I really messed up. Okay, good. Down goes Ninetales. All that's left is Keldeo and Grimmsnarl, and I've specifically designed my Duraludon to be able to take on the combination of both of those mods. So I feel like I'm in good shape. Keldeo's coming in again. I'm not switching anything in here. Or I could go into Arcanine and let Arcanine die. How many turns of Hail do we have left? Info. Okay, so he's gonna get buffeted by Hail. That's gonna help the Max Lightning calc from Duraludon. Oh boy. Do I save Terrakion or no? I think I save Terrakion. Actually, no, I don't. I don't. Arcanine, if I need Arcanine to hit a play rough, he's Scarfed. And you want a Speed Tie! I made the wrong play. I should have gone into Arcanine. But I should have considered the fact that he'd be Scarfed, and going into Arcanine if he was Scarfed was 100% the correct play. Okay, well, at least we know he's locked into Scald. That was not a good play, locking himself into Scald. I'm gonna click Max Lightning, still, to knock this thing out. If I click Max Lightning, he goes into Grimmsnarl. No, I'm clicking Max Lightning. He stays in. Okay. This match is going to come down to the absolute wire. Hail is going to go away this turn. If he's Scarfed, he can't, and I would spend my Terrakion there, then there's no way that he can have the bulk to live this hit. He's also not going to be doing much damage to me with Scald. This has to KO. Okay, good. All that's left is Grimmsnarl. And we have our Banded Arcanine in the back to pick it off if we need. No, we should have let it die. Question is the Grimmsnarl going to be the Berry? I don't think it matters because I still have 2 turns of G-Max left. I know I can take a hit from this. And I have Electric Terrain up as well, so I can't fall asleep. He can't put me to sleep with G-Max Snooze, which is nice. So, like, if he tries to G-Max Snooze me and then Max Guard to get me to fall asleep, it's not going to work. It's actually something I didn't even consider. That electric terrain might be able to help me out in that way. Just G-maxing up. We'll find out if he is Babiri. He goes for max guard right away. Okay. Alright. Fair play. I don't think you can get away with doing that twice in a row, though. Oh my god, are you kidding me? You actually gotta be kidding me. Flash cannon again. I need damage off. He's faster. Oh my god! He actually ran max speed. He's not Babiri Berry though, and this is his last turn of G-Max. Oh my god, he might actually win. He might actually win because I let my Tracheon go down instead of... my Arcanine. And because he got the double max guard. He's Dazzling Gleam though. Does he have Sucker Punch? I'm gonna risk the Play Rough miss. What? You gotta be kidding me. He's Adrenaline Orb. Oh my god. I have to click Extreme Speed now. And I don't think it kills. Oh my god, what a game. I choked that. I choked that. Oh, dude, wow. That was a hell of a game. It's a good thing this game doesn't matter, because otherwise I would be out of playoffs. Regardless, that was still a really fun game. If I had made one different play, I think I had that in the bag. The reason, yeah, I didn't consider Keldeo being scarfed, and if he won the speed tie, which he did. Actually, you know what? It didn't matter. It didn't matter if he won the speed tie or not. I needed Terrakion. I needed Terrakion at full health to be able to get that extra chip damage off against, or extra damage off against Grimmsnarl. I definitely think close combat would have killed the Grimmsnarl from that range. It's also very unfortunate that he got the double protect in max guard form, because if I got the Steel Spike, the more powerful Steel Spike damage off against him, then I would have then I would have done enough damage to him to the point where Extreme Speed actually would have been strong enough to KO the Grimmsnarl, and we could have won. Adrenaline Orb Grimmsnarl is bonkers! Oh my god! That was some fire! That was some fire. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's a lot of good prep on his part there, I have to admit. The Focus Sash Flygon was interesting. We didn't really get to see that do anything. Thankfully, going for sub there, mispredicting what he would do, didn't actually cost me, because I was still able to live the hit from the Ninetales that I needed to. Yeah, I just choked that game, definitely. I definitely choked that game big time. I don't think the pain split, the Rotom pain splitting against Jirachi as it subbed up turned out to matter all that much, because I think I would have needed Arcanine to come in and finish off the Jirachi no matter what. So Driftblim's role there was basically just making sure that I ended that exchange without the Jirachi being behind a sub. Yeah. Fuck. This is... I hate losing this game. I know it doesn't matter, but I still hate losing this game because I put a lot of thought into this prep, and I wanted to earn my way to the semifinals. And I didn't do that. But regardless, we are still in the semifinals. If we can put this one behind us and win 2 more matches in a row, then we'll be IBL champions. So make sure you tune in next week for the semifinals match against the winner of my 2 good pals from the LET, Ruppy and Sven. I'm not going to spoil the outcome of their match. Go and watch their videos, check out their channels, watch their videos to see how it went. And we'll see you back next Sunday for the semifinals.